Day one in the studio shop, let's catch you all up to speed. In a week's time, we were able to take our spare room and turn it into my studio office. It's the first day of the vlog, but I've been tinkering around with some clay projects already. Our main to-do list of today is to get a big chunk of the paintings done and then seal the creations with UV resin. Spook and Baby Chomp just need to be sealed with the UV resin. Over here, I have some touch paint ups needing to be done. I need to retouch up Stumpy's eye. I'll also need to fully paint the sea turtle, surfboard, and hammerhead shark. They are all air dry clay creations that I primed and sealed with Gesco the other day. This is Henry, my mistake child. I have cried over his broken tentacles too many times to count. I will need to create some clay band-aids for him, but that's for a day when I'm mentally stable for it. Over here, I have some of my baked polymer clay creations, Slip the Penguin, and some pumpkins. I'm going to be using acrylic paint to touch them up and just experiment with how that's going to look. For this being day one in the studio, there's been a ton of mistakes made, as you've seen with Henry, but that's all part of the experimenting process. I've also been so worried about being a perfectionist that it has led me not to start multiple projects over and over again. So far in this clay creation process, I'm letting the process lead for once and to be free to experiment and be creative and just see where that takes me. This is the OG Spook. I magnetized his insides to carry around this polymer pumpkin. You can see he's tinted a bit yellow. I tried Mod Podging some decorative tissue paper to him, but I just didn't trust the process and wound up taking it off before it dried, which led to it staining yellow. Let's jump into the arts and crafts of today. First things first, we're going to clear up Stumpy's eye with some acrylic paint. I want to create some air dry clay creations to have on my desk as clay friends and to also hold my supplies. Stump's one of them. He's going to be holding some clay tools for me, so you'll see him around the desk from time to time. From doing these experiments for myself with items that I'm going to use has been such great lessons to learn how the clay works and how it's sculpted and how to avoid mistakes in the future for when I do wind up selling these products in my shop. For the manta ray, he's going to be another quick touch-up. I mixed a little bit of water with a couple of different acrylic blue paints to get the color I wanted. The darker blue wings add a better balance to the piece. Here's Baby Chomp. He doesn't need any touch-ups for today, but I wanted to show him again. He's one of my favorite pieces and now lives happily on my desk as a magnet. He's one of my first pieces I painted with acrylic paint, and I loved how fun it was to blend the colors together to get an ocean-y feel. For the surfboard, I used an inspo photo I found on Pinterest and sketched the design into the clay, so I knew where to place my different colors and had a reference of where things should go. Even with a pencil, it was difficult to erase any lines I did make. I'm still learning on how to use the different paint brushes and the consistency of the paint. I painted the hammerhead shark with a light base color first, like how I painted Baby Chomp, then went in with darker colors to contour his 3D figure. I'm gonna use this piece as a ring holder on my desk for when I'm using clay. I'll put my rings here so they don't get all gross and gucked up in the materials. I made the fin size to be able to hold rings small as sizes 5 and 6 like mine. I used my rings as a reference for size during the sculpting process. Now onto the shiny part, adding the UV resin. I love using Mr. Resin. It is a bit pricey, but gives the nicest glossy finish glow. When working with resin, I use gloves, a mask, and I keep the room well ventilated. You should never use resin without protecting yourself first. I bought a nail UV light on Amazon to cure my creations. If you're interested in the supplies I use, I have the link down below in the description for my Amazon storefront, and voila, this is how everything turned out after the resin is cured. Baby Chomp and the manta ray will become magnets. Stumpy and the surfboard will hold my art supplies. Slip the Penguin is my prototype charm to start the winter collection. Then we have our ghosty spooks with their pumpkin patch to haunt over your tea lights for Halloween. In tomorrow's Clay Studio video, I'll be crafting Slip the Penguin from scratch and working on the winter collection, which should be dropping November 1st. In the meantime, I'll be uploading these guys to the shop. You can find them in the description below. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Much love. Bye!